Hello, everyone. This is Eddie Pierre. Once again, I am coming to you to share some brief thought with you. The first thing I want to do, I want to thank you for being patient over time as we were working together to put our podcast together. And as you recall, over time, I share some short video, which some of which you've been watching. And I want to thank you for your patience, as well as I want to thank you for the thumbs up and all the comments you have shared as we publish those short video. And so today, I want to take the opportunity to tell you, one, thank you for your time, and thank you for listening, and thank you for watching, and thank you for giving me the thumbs up in our short video. We also have our YouTube channel is published, it's ready. You can watch the videos again in our YouTube channel. Just simply go into YouTube and then type my name. You will find Mindful Conversation for Critical Time is the name of our podcast. And I want to thank you again for your patience and for listening and for watching. And again, forgive me the thumbs up that you've been sharing with me. Very encouraging, because we need that. We need that response from you, because it takes lots of time, lots of energy, and lots of effort to put those videos and now doing the podcast, put those things together. There's a couple of things I want to share with you today, one of which is, again, our podcast is ready in the process now. We're getting ready to publishing some of the podcast recording we've been put together, and we will continue to record. I will continue to share thoughts with you, so that's it's on the way. We are publishing. You can check our YouTube, and also you can look at Mindful Conversation for Critical Time is the name of our podcast. Again, I want to thank you. But the things I want to share with you today in this short video is that we have several events put together. One of the very particular events that I want to share with you in this video, as I posted in a couple of days, is that one of the events we have coming on August the 5th here at InSearch Innovation at Lebanon, Pennsylvania. It's called Open Conversation. Open Conversation, it's just what it is. It's a conversation that I will be directed and to looking at those trend events and movements that are happening around the world, that as well as is happening in our country here in the United States. And we want to take a closer look and engage in a conversation, and so see what we will accomplish in that conversation. And the focus of the conversation, if you go on our Facebook, or if you go on our website on focusstillness.com, or if you go on our YouTube, Mindful Conversation for Critical Time, you will see it posted there. I have it posted. Open Conversation. The open conversation, it's a conversation I want to direct it to give us, some of us, and as many of us that wants to participate, and I'm encourage you, and I hope you do, to engage in this conversation. And I asked a question there, who will be the precipitous catalyst type, if you want to say, for the conversation. That is the LGBTQ plus movement that are sweeping across the world a new postmodern religion? This is a very important point, because I know you've been keeping abreast, I know you've been keeping up to date with all the trends, movement that is happening around the world, around our world. And as I have called them over time, you know, I call them the noise makers. So there's lots of noise going on around the world. And as I juxtapose those noise that are going on around the world, I also juxtapose a lot of noise that are going in our lives as well. And so this conversation, open conversation, come in the 1st September and August 5th, from 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. to give us some time for Q&A question. It would be a professional, intellectual, and educational conversation, very respectful, to engage in a conversation, to hear some thought and some idea how this LGBTQ movement that is sweeping all across the world, how it's affecting the world collectively and how it's affecting each of us individually in our lives. And so that's what coming on August the 5th. And please, I have this posted on our Facebook page with the link there for you to pre-register. The event is free, but you have to pre-register because here in our studio, this is where the conversation, the event will take place. We have limited space. And so I am hoping as many of you will be willing to participate. Come in 5 to 7:30 p.m. on Saturday, August the 5th, 2023, here at the studio in Such Innovation. Our location is 1349 West Cumberland Street, Lebanon, Pennsylvania, 17042. Of course, all this conversation is there and on the Facebook page and as well as in our YouTube channel. So please pre-register and let us know that you plan to participate in this open conversation, as I called it, to looking at how, from your perspective, how this LGBTQ plus movement sweeping all across the globe. As you know, this is July, but in June, it everywhere it permeates movements and parades and events and you name it. And I'm sure you've been keeping abreast to it. We want to look at having a conversation for those of you who will be interested, and I hope as many of you will be interested to take part in this open conversation, respectful, professional, intellectual, educational as well, so we can learn from each other your point of view in terms of how this movement, the sweeping across the world, and how it's affecting the world collectively, as well as how it's affecting all of us individually. And again, I'm sure, I guarantee you, this is a conversation we will be having in our podcast. I am looking forward to have guests that we will be willing to engage in this conversation. Again, our conversation will be respectful, non-offensive, will be intellectual conversation, of course, very educational, so we can learn about how this movement, what it is, what is the essence of it, what is the fundamental of it, what are the underlying factors, where are we going with this movement that is sweeping all across our globe. And you and I know that there are many families who get caught up in the winds of the movement, and so we like to engage in a conversation, just what we call it, an open conversation, respectful, educational, and informative as well, as in terms of is this movement a new postmodern religion? And so we want to engage in that conversation. Of course, we want to look at it from different aspects, the political aspect, social aspect, financial aspect, and the like. And so I hope you're willing to join us here. We have the space available, it is comfortable, and I am looking forward to see you on August the 5th, 2023, between the hour of 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Again, I know you've been keeping abreast, you've been keeping your ears open, as you're listening, you've been watching, you've been pay attention to this movement that's sweeping all across our globe, and we want to have this conversation called Open Conversation and see what we can glean from that conversation. And again, our podcast is on the way. This is a short video, of course, I'm doing there on this tablet, and I'm going to be posted in a couple of days, looking at some of the part of it that probably want to edit and what have you, and looking forward to publish that, but to share with you some thought, and looking forward to seeing you on August the 5th, as well as, let me just mention, on September the 23rd, here again in our studio, we will have another event called Childhood Trauma, Adult Living with Childhood Trauma. We're looking at some of the very difficult aspect of trauma. Again, Both events are free. There will be no charge for either one of those events. On September the 23rd, we look forward to have this event again here. Those are posted on my website as well as on our YouTube channel and as well as definitely on our Facebook page for you to pre-register, because space is limited here for us to know how to prepare and how to set up the studio. So please pre-register for both September 23rd for the childhood trauma event we will have, as well as this upcoming event on August the 5th, Open Conversation. And as I always says, listen. Thank you.